Film Club.
Thank you for joining us for a very special episode of Film Club. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Harrison. With me, as always, it's Andy Dalton.
Hello, festive hi.
We wanted to give you a special episode of Film Club where we are going to take a look back at the previous 10 years of cinema.
As usual, I'll start off first, and my fifth choice was Wolf of Wall Street. I had a period of time where I'd go to the cinema with my dad, and we'd have a Orange Wednesdays, and we'd go in and we'd watch a range of films. This one had both of us in hysterics. There's something I've referenced many times, watched many scenes again and again on YouTube, and it's just hilarious. Martin Scorsese delivered such a brilliant film to the point where even nowadays with my girlfriend, I'm going, Steve Madden. It's just, anyone who's seen it, you will love it. And there's a reason that it's referenced everywhere. There's a reason that there's memes about this film. It's just fucking brilliant. It's brilliant.
Number 5 for me is going to be The Red Turtle. It's
Shit.
Studio Ghibli collaboration, a film that we have yet to cover in Film Club, and one that I do hope we get to eventually because it is on the very limited list of films that have made me cry. It hit me in a particularly emotional place, and I think that for a lot of people, it will quickly shoot up your ladder of favourite animated films of all time. So, The Red Turtle for me.
That's a really good shout, mate. I did not expect that. So fourth on my list is we've been blessed with a franchise that spanned over a decade, and that is the Marvel franchise. So I looked into it and I thought, whilst the Avengers is such a great film, the one that really clicked with me was Guardians of the Galaxy. You have this group of oddballs coming together and working together and overcoming the odds, and in such an unorthodox way. And it combines James Gunn. Is that right, James Gunn?
Yeah, James Gunn.
Yeah, thank God I got his name right. James Gunn combines this together and makes this superb film with great comedy, great action sequences, good drama in some cases, and amazing soundtrack to go behind it. So, Guardians of the Galaxy for me.
Number 4 for me is Upstream Colour.
Oh, I'm so glad you put this on.
Shane Carruth is a very special filmmaker, and I think one who I would like to imagine is going to make more films in the future. Right now, Upstream Colour stands as his last film. Between Upstream Colour and Primer, we're not quite sure if he'll ever make a film again, or if we're just going to hold on to these two lovely, gorgeous, very personal films where a strong creative driving force in the form of Shane Carruth is behind the wheel and guiding every single frame of that film. It's beautiful, it's quiet, it's charming, it's unique. I love it.
Shout out to the way he created the film and the music especially. Great call, Andy. I'm proud of you, mate. So third on my list is Interstellar. It's quite a well-known film, with Christopher Nolan. I know that we have issues when we reviewed Interstellar. It doesn't stop me from loving it. It's something I will put on, especially me and my girlfriend will put on, whether it's the background or to actually watch it. I love sci-fi. I love the music behind it. Hans Zimmer kills the score. And I love the performances. This is, for me, Matthew McConaughey, unbelievable. This is him going super serious, and he just nails it. It's such for me, an all-around sci-fi film that I love every aspect of it. So, Interstellar.
Gorgeous film. So, number 3 for me is going to be Her. That's Her from Spike Jonze. This is a film that I think we covered in Film Club probably maybe 2 years ago now, I think, actually. It was a little while back. And Her was a film that I remember sitting in that audience in the cinema and just letting it wash over me. It was a film that engages on a visual level. It's a film that engages on an auditory level. It's a film that engages on an emotional level, but does so with such passion, and it does it with such gusto, and it does it with such a strong sense of direction from Spike Jonze that it ends up being one of the most unique films from the last 10 years.
Joaquin Phoenix is superb. So, last two. La La Land. La La Land just hit me. I remember, Andy, you and Natalie took me to the cinema. I think it was my birthday, and we watched La La Land and a pizza after, and I will always remember that. It was, I don't know, for some reason, I remember quite down at the time, and he brought me in, I watched that film, it, as you said, washed over me with a sense of Hollywood, the Hollywood that we love, the musicals, the performances, the idea of chasing a dream, American dream, in the land of LA, and it was all my days. It was absolutely amazing, and it was such an experience. And it's a film that I'll watch again and again, and I listen to the soundtrack all the time, especially in the summer. My God, when I'm walking to work, and it resonates with me, and it just everything about that film I love.
It's a very, very special film. Very special film. It's one that we're definitely going to have to get to in Film Club at some point.
Oh God, I can't wait.
Number 2 for me is one that is surprising even to myself. It's The Lighthouse.
Interesting.
Now, I missed The Lighthouse when it came out in cinemas. It was one that was always on my radar, but from one reason to another, I just never got around to going and actually seeing it when it was having its theatrical release. So one night, I think I was on my own, not a lot to do, middle of the night, it's getting late, and I just thought, screw it. I can't sleep right now. I'm going to watch The Lighthouse. And thank God that I did, because it's a film by a director called Robert Eggers. Now, prior to watching this, Robert Eggers was not really on my radar. Now, I'm watching him so closely as to what comes next. Being somewhere between some German expressionist and David Lynch-inspired stunning performances from Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Some of the most interesting use of metaphor and visual imagery that I've seen on such a limited scale. Just fundamentally impressive, bizarre and weird in the best possible sense, and artistically poetic up its own arse. I love it.
I still need to watch it, Andy. Anyone who keeps up with Film Club knows that my favourite film is Drive. So Drive came out in 2011. Of course, it's going to be Drive. Drive is a stellar performance by Ryan Gosling, who plays a very silent main character throughout this film, who, as you guessed it, drives around, but he lives a double life. You got this amazing relationship he has with Carey Mulligan, and this absolutely sensational, oh my days, sensational recurring theme in my top list, sensational score that ties it together with this imagery that Nicholas Winding Refn by him, who just ties it together with this amazing imagery. This ties it together with this amazing imagery. Little shout out to Oscar Isaac as well, who features in this, and he brings together this film that deserves to be in my top spot. Every time people ask why it's in the top spot, it's just I go through it and I watch it and again, and I know the ending, but I'll never stop dwelling on the ending, let's say. And just the character that Ryan Gosling plays himself is just, it's mesmerizing, and it's also very mysterious, but it's also very nostalgic. It comes together, and you feel for this character, you feel for the driver, but in a very, as I said, mysterious, a very kind of, why do you? But I'm so happy I do. It's, mate, why the fuck have we not reviewed this?
One day. Definitely one day. So, number 1 for me, 2013, Inside Llewyn Davis.
Has to be.
It's a film that blends some of my favourite directors, the Coen brothers, in a way that is maybe more mature than any other film they've ever done. It touches on an era, it touches on a type of music that is very near and dear to my heart. It does it with an actor who embodies a certain type of character that almost no one else could have done. To find Oscar Isaac at that time willingly able to adopt that folk instrumental style, to sort of harp on the ideas of Dave Van Ronk, to comment on a world that is on the brink of Bob Dylan, to do the whole thing wrapped in this melancholic vision of 50s New York, 60s New York, that is being shot by Bruno Del Bonell, one of the most talented cinematographers to have been working over the last couple of years. And to not only infuse it with the ideas and the comedic timing of the Coen brothers, but to bring it down to such a personal character introspective. Inside Llewyn Davis will forever be one of my favourite films of all time. And for somebody who generally is more drawn to older films, to have a film come out just 7 years ago now that will forever stay at the top of my list is very, very impressive.
Great film. And again, why the fuck haven't we reviewed it?
Studio Canal. But
true. Shout out to Outer Space.
Outer Space, please, Mr. Kennedy. So, there is our top 10 films from the last 10 years of cinema. And we're aware this is kind of a year late. Really, we should have done this in the end of 2019 when 2020 was ahead of us. We hope that you guys have all had a wonderful Christmas and that you are immensely excited for 2021 because we can't wait to see what it brings.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks for a lovely year. And here's to a lovely 2021.
See you all soon.